Agents, hey, this is Luis Moreno with Insurance Agent Training. 2026, you got to get ready with what's coming to us. Rates are going up, guys. We know this is happening. So, this is my preparation on what we're going to have to do for our clients next year. So, when open enrollment opens up in November, guys, this is what I think we're going to have to do. So, get ready, guys. I'm going to share that with you. Before I do that, do me a favor. Please comment down below any questions. Okay, like the video so it spreads. And if you would, please subscribe to the channel. Man, I would definitely love the support. Okay, all right, so let's get into this question. And I've been seeing, and I'm on all the ACA social media groups, and I'm seeing a lot of agents freaking out about what are they going to do with clients whose premiums skyrocket in 2026. We know that's happening. And if you don't know, guys, this is what's happening. Okay. So, under the new administration, new CMS rules for ACA, what has happened is we have lost the enhanced subsidies that Biden put into place through the Inflation Reduction Act in 2021. Okay. So, he put them into place, and two things happened when he put that into place. Number one is people got more help. Okay, so whatever household size and income size you were at, what happened was the amount of assistance that they got was increased. What this created was a lot of people who are paying $0 premium out there for their health plans. The other enhancement to the APTCs was not only getting more help, but people with incomes beyond the 400% of the poverty level, those people got help also. And also, they got rid of the cliff. The cliff means that when they get to a certain point, then the insurance or the assistance just goes from something to nothing. That's the cliff. Okay, well, he smoothed it out. And instead of a cliff, he made it a very beautiful, gradual hill so that people slowly, as their incomes increased, slowly their subsidies decreased. Well, now with what we're going to have to deal with in 2026, okay, the enhanced subsidies are gone. This means is that extra help that people were getting, they're not going to get anymore. They're still going to get subsidies, but we're going back to standard subsidies. The other thing that came back is the cliff. So when people get to that 400% of that federal poverty level, they're done. They may get X amount at $399 or maybe 400%. And as soon as they go $1 over that limit, it drops to zero. So we got to prepare for that. So let's talk about preparation right now. So a lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, what are our rates going to look like next year? So Kaiser Family Foundation came up with a calculator. I'm going to share this calculator with you. It is pretty cool. Okay, so you are looking at this calculator, and I will put the link to this calculator in the description down below. Okay, when you go on here, you're going to enter the state information, the zip code, the income that's going to get used, whether they have insurance at work or not, how many people we're quoting or how many people in the family, as an adult, the age, and then you're going to hit submit. When you hit submit, this is the results. This is what you're going to see. So right now with the enhanced subsidies in 2025, this person would get this much help, $460, and they would pay $8 a month for a silver plan. Okay, if they continue with the same plan next year, the estimated premium without the enhanced subsidies is going to be $97. Okay, it's pretty significant, guys. Let's do another sample. Maybe same scenario, but maybe they're making $35,000. Okay, well, they pay $86 and now it goes up to $218. Okay, let's do maybe $45,000. Now they're paying $206, it goes up to $359. So it's going to increase as these insurance subsidies go up, what you're going to see is as 2026, we're just going to see these premiums go up. So now it's going to be a game of trying to figure out what options we can do for them. So let's go back to 2020 to the 25,000 so that we can look at some actual numbers. So look at this number, guys. We're back over here to the current silver plan of $8 and it going up to 97. All right. Now, here's the good thing is that we have an option to go down to zero. Let's assume that this person decides not to do that. Estimating here that they will be able to go down to a $0 premium with a bronze. All right, let's go to the quote screen. All right, so I already have the information plugged in here. Same zip code, same date of birth, same income, same gender. And you'll see here that in my area, the lowest cost silver is 7.56. So this calculator is pretty much dead on. Okay, so next year, we're going to assume that this same Oscar health plan is going to be $97. Now, if your insured says, hey, great, I'll stay here. That's awesome. We can do that. What a great option. Stay with your current plan. Now, one of the things that complicates this whole scenario is because of her income and her household size, she is getting cost sharing reductions. Okay. So the school of thought has been when you see CSRs, you're going to just automatically go to silvers because these cost sharing reductions are going to reduce the out of pocket max. They're also going to reduce co-pays, deductibles. So it's really a good thing. Okay. So let's assume, we're just going to have to make some assumptions here because we're not in November the 1st. We can't see the actual numbers, but we know the rate's going to 97,000. We just don't know what this is going to go to. But let's say that this goes to $97. Now your insured says, I'm not paying 97. Okay. So now this is where the game begins. Okay. So remember, going up to $97 a month. Now we've got to decide what this insured is going to do. So here is number one, guys. This is the first thing that you're going to do. And I'm going to just tell you, this is what the first thing I'm going to do. And I've got a big book of business. I've been doing this since 2014. I think I've got this thing down. All right. First thing that you're going to do. Okay. Share the correct screen here. All right. First thing that you're going to do. Okay. Is you're going to entertain other silver plans. Let's say that this Oscar plan now no longer is the least expensive. Let's just say it's in the middle of the pack. Then step number one is to entertain other less expensive silver plans that can meet their budget. Okay. And I'm trying to stay with the silver family because they are already receiving cost sharing reductions. All right. So now my job is going to be, so let's assume I find another carrier that's cheaper. And you're like, ooh, I like the premium. Remember, don't base a decision solely on premium. Now we've got to do our work and say, okay, Mr. Insured, got you a better price, but the network is not the same and the formulary is not the same. So again, give me your doctors. You go on here, add doc into the docs here, into the medications here, and see if that less expensive silver is going to work for them with a new carrier. Or maybe the same carrier, but just a different plan. All right. So you can do that math and or do that work and make sure that that's an option. So that's number one. Number two is now it's going to be time to entertain the other metal levels. Okay. So you can go up to a gold and you can go down to a bronze. So it's just a matter of doing some homework. So I'm going to go to gold first. Okay, I'm in gold and I've got a $0 health plan or a $0 gold plan. Okay, but we don't, this is 2025. We don't know what's going to happen to this in 2026. Okay, but this may be an option, but you've got to be aware of one thing. Okay, it is vital that you become aware of the increase now in the out-of-pocket maximum. Okay, so if gold becomes the option for you, I went from $3,000 in the silver to 9,100. Yes, I save them money on the premium, but you've got to make them aware of the new exposure that is just created for them by getting that lesser gold premium plan. Okay, so this may be one option. Maybe I go to a expanded bronze option. I don't like just bronzes. I prefer the expanded bronze because I have copays. Maybe I come over here to this plan and they love the premium, okay, but they're definitely not going to love the out of pocket. So this is something that you have to bring out and make sure that your client is aware of this additional exposure they're going to get with a bronze or a gold because they're wanting to save money on the premium. Okay. And this is the work that I'm going to do. So let's assume that they take one of those two plans, the gold and the bronze. Okay. And let's assume that they now or that the doctors are in the network there and the medicines are covered and they're happy. Now I'm going to go on here and I'm going to run a quote. Okay, this is Allstate. One of my solutions to this increased exposure in the out-of-pocket is to run the plan enhancer. You'll find it here in the accident section. And since I have a $9,000 exposure, my first solution to this is going to be to come here to the $9,000 benefit, $37 a month. Now, this is only accident. It reimburses your insured for a covered accident up to $9,200. So reimbursement. I always add the sickness and hospital. What this means that it will pay a lump sum upon their first day, 24 hours of a hospital admission. Now I went from 37 to 83. But now that $9,000 exposure that they're going to get here, this 9,200, I've got it covered. If they end up going to a gold plan, I've got it covered. They actually come up with $100 profit. Okay, so for those that are going to stay within the ACA world and you're going to go left or right, gold or bronze, okay, then definitely connect them with Allstate. Okay, if you're an agent and you don't have Allstate Health Solutions as a carrier that you offer, connect with me and I will send you over contracting. This is the best that I'm aware of out there that you can throw out to your insurers to help them with their out-of-pocket max when it's a accident or a hospitalization. All right. Now, the alternative now is going to be this. All right, let me pull this up here for you. Now, after ACA, your next alternative, in my opinion, is you're now going to get out into the realm of guarantee issue, pre-existing conditions covered, into a world now where pre-existing conditions are not covered. Got to be super careful about that. These carriers are going to look back, and if there is something in their record about a pre-existing condition, then what they said they didn't have, and now all of a sudden they got something related to it, they're not going to pay out, guys. It's going to create a problem. Okay, so again, the ACA group of plans, ACA coverage is the only true health insurance besides employer coverage that covers pre-existing conditions. Everything else is a downgrade. Everything else is going to cover or is going to have a pre-existing issue, whatever, inside the policy. Okay, so again, if they got a pre-existing condition, you're going to have to do whatever work you can to downgrade them to a bronze or a gold and just work with what they can afford. All right, so my first option in the short-term medical world is going to be UH1. Again, if you don't have a UH1, hit me up, guys. So I'm going to plug in the data here, and I like to use the short-term plan, I like to use the elite plan. Okay. We also have a copay plan, and they've got this value plan. So let's take a look at these options. All right, while this is loading, now we've got some options here. Okay, so we've got the value, the elite, and the copay. I like to use the elite plan. It's a 100% coinsurance plan, which means once they've met the deductible, then 100% of the bills are covered after that. If you use a value or the copay, you're going to have some coinsurance and then an additional out of pocket to meet. Okay, in the short term world, you have to look at the deductible and the out of pocket. So when I go here to this elite plan, and let's say I put them at 7,500, after the 7,500, 100% of the bill is paid. If I do this value plan and choose 7,500, what it means is they will pay 7,500. Then after that, the remaining bill will be split 70-30. 70% the insurance carrier, 30% the insured, until they spend an additional 10,000. That's a 17,500 max out of pocket. Be aware of that. Again, another valuable piece of information. Be aware, no pre-existing coverage. All right, I'm looking at this elite plan, and at 7,500, I'm at 283. Well, short-term medical doesn't make sense for this insured that I'm quoting right here, who has a $25,000 income. But let's say that this insured is making $100,000. Well, now it's $399 with a 7,500 max out of pocket. Maybe I might even entertain that is gold. If I go to silver, is it going to do me any better? 92. If I go to bronze, I know bronze is not going to do me any better. Well, it's just going to make a ton of sense where possibly I can do a short-term medical. Okay, a little cheaper. Okay, but again here, there's so little prescription coverage. It's cheaper just to use a discount plan. There's no doctor copays. There's unlimited urgent care. But you've got to remember that these plans do not cover pre-existing conditions. And Texas is one of the states that didn't expand their term limit for short-term medical. They didn't relax that rule like other states did. So we have a 3+1, which is a 4-month term, and everything resets again. Not a good thing. All right. So number 2, after I do whatever I can to keep them with an ACA plan, because ACA covers, it's guaranteed issue, covers everything. Okay. If I cannot meet what they want with an ACA plan, step number 2 is going to be short-term medical. Okay. Now, short-term medical is not an option for them. Then what? Now we get into a scarier world. Okay. So at this point, what we can look at is possibly indemnity plans. Okay. So let's get in here and let's take a look at an indemnity plan with United Healthcare. All right, you're seeing the United Healthcare. We're going to look at the Health Protector Guard. And let's just go with their maximum Health Protector Guard. Okay, well, we can quote all 3 of them. Now, this is number 3 in the lineup, okay? And this is better than having no coverage at all. But again, this is not cheap either. Let's look at this, the least expensive one, $142. So let's go take a look and see what this does. It covers up to $2 million, okay? And what it does, it's going to pay $100 for a wellness exam, $100 for labs, $100 for an x-ray. If a child has immunizations, let's get into the big money here. Let's get into, it's going to pay $80 for an office visit, 100 for a specialist, 100 for urgent care. Let's go to hospital. It's got a little bit of $40 for brand, 10 for generics that they will give you back. Now in this one, $300 a day. On this one, $500 a day. On the $5,000 one, $1,000 a day. I'm sorry, that's for the ER. Okay. For an inpatient confinement, it's $2,000 per day, $4,000 or $5,000. Now you may think, well, that's plenty. It might not be, and it probably won't be, but it's better than nothing. Okay. So United Health has that option. Another option could be Manhattan. They have the choice program, and I'm going to pull that up right now. Give me 1 minute to pull this up here for you. Yeah, what's happening, guys, is these brochures are coming through. Now I can share this. Okay, so Manhattan also has a plan here. I think it's also pretty good. But what happens here is, and let's get to where they pay out. All right, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys. There we go. So now you're seeing here their affordable choice. So depending on which plan you go with, this is what it pays per day. Okay, so if you do the elite one, it's $6,000 per day in the hospital. It has a first day amount that it pays, an emergency room, urgent care, and you'll see here doctors. It'll pay some money towards that. But these are limited benefit plans, guys. These are just plans that are going to provide some money to the insureds. Now, I will tell you this, okay? If you're looking at the Health Protector Guard with United Healthcare, maybe this affordable choice with Manhattan, these are designed to put money in the insured's pocket to supplement a health plan. They're not designed to be the health plan because we know they're not. Now, if the insured has no ACA, they decide not to go with it, they decide they don't want to pay for the short-term medical, then this third option, better than nothing. Okay, it's going to put some money. It'll help pay a good portion of it. Okay, but it is better than nothing. But I don't put it at the same level of an ACA plan or a short-term medical plan. It's not at the same level. Okay, so I put it in the category of a supplemental. So don't be thinking that these two options are great alternatives to an ACA plan. They're technically they suck. They are not an alternative. They're supposed to be a supplement to a plan. But if the insured has nothing, then it's better than nothing. And the fourth one that I'm going to share with you is one that is not insurance. Okay, it's called MediShare. Okay, and what MediShare is, it is definitely not insurance, but what it is the sharing of medical bills with a Christian ministry network. Okay, it's all that it does. Okay, again, 100% not insurance. Now, I have this myself. I also sell this to a lot of my friends that are super healthy because it does not cover pre-existing conditions. So I'm going to run the same scenario here for this individual, and I get some rates here. Look at the rates. Now, this annual household portion is their definition of the maximum out of pocket. So if we were to do a $9,000 max out of pocket, $207. A $6,000 max out of pocket, $257. You got to be aware with these plans, is again, it's not insurance. Okay, they don't cover doctor copays, even though the card says $20 copay. It's really a down payment towards the bill, and they do not cover prescriptions. Okay, but besides that, it's a really good plan. Now, I've had this for years. I have a $4,500 annual household portion. My son was injured a little accident, not a good thing. And that was the first time that we tested this thing. And a bill of over $50,000 in the children's ICU. Hurt his back. He couldn't feel his toes, couldn't move them, but he regained everything 100%. Thank goodness. But, or no, but, the Medicare plan covered the bill minus the annual household portion. It paid out wonderfully. Okay, a lot of people don't like it. Hell, they haven't tried it. Okay, I use it, so I know firsthand that it's a good option. But it's only a good option for those that are super healthy, no pre-existing conditions, and also for those that can understand that this is not health insurance. It is not insurance at all. It's a sharing the medical bills. Okay, if somebody qualifies for subsidies or they have pre-existing conditions or a combination of both, try to get them into an ACA plan. All right, so I'm going to do a little recap here. Where do we go with this? We go with number one, an ACA plan. Entertain other silver plans in that metal level. If the insured is not happy, then you're going to start shopping around with gold and bronze. That's going to be step two. You find another plan, a different metal level, check the doctors and meds. Step three, short-term medical. Look at short-term medical with UH1, maybe with Allstate. Pivot Health is another one. Find one that works for them. Okay. Then if short-term medical doesn't work for them, then you can look at a limited benefit plan like the Manhattan Affordable Choice, or maybe the Health Protector Guard with UH1. Okay. Then the last thing is a Medishare Christian ministry sharing plan. See if that's an option for these insureds. And then finally, the worst case scenario is they go without insurance. And here is what you need to tell your insureds when they decide to do this. Okay, and I have proof of this happening right now. I have an insured who was diagnosed with cancer, couldn't get him into a plan. All they do is they go to the ER. And the ER makes them feel better, but they are not going to treat for the cancer. Okay, they're not. Okay, they keep telling her, you got to go to the cancer center and go get treatment. She's got no health insurance. Cancer center is not going to treat them. So you need to let them know that the solution that they think is the solution of going to the ER is not going to be a true solution. So going without insurance is not a good thing. Share a story. They're powerful. All right. So I hope this gave you a good idea of what you're going to have to do next year. Here in a couple of months, we're going to start getting, when I say next year, plans for next year. But start preparing for the work that we're going to have to do. Guys, down below. Well, first of all, do me a favor. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Also, down below, I've got goodies for you. So one of the things that I love doing more than selling insurance is talking to agents. Okay, now I'm an extremely busy guy. I got over 25 years of insurance experience. I got 14 employees. I run a P&C agency, a Medicare agency, a agency for ACA. In addition to all that, I've got about 800 agents under my downline. I am super busy. Guys, I cannot give away my time for free. Not there, okay? And I can share everything that I have with you. So if you want to book some time with me, I've got a half-hour spot. I've got a 1-hour spot. You want to game plan 2026. You want to add employees. You want to grow your agency, whatever it may be. In the P&C world, the Medicare world, or the ACA world, hit me up. Click on the link down below, okay, and buy my time, and I will share everything. I'm not going to hold one thing back. I will share everything that I know. And I got some free goodies that I'll give you too that I think will help you out. I've also got my smart books. Okay, my smart books are my insurance manuals that I use. I have an ACA one and I have a Medicare one, and I've got them in English and Spanish. Okay, one-time purchase, and then you get the updates every single year. So if you'd like to get the ACA Smart Books or the Medicare Smart Books, I've got the link down below. Two more things here. Agent CRM. Guys, you got to have a CRM. I have built out workflows for Agent CRM for ACA, Medicare, Life, and PNC. All right. You get everything, all the tools and support that Agent CRM has, plus you get what I've created. If you don't have a CRM or you have one that sucks, guys, this one that I am an affiliate of, you're going to love. I've been using it for years. And these guys focus on the insurance side of the aspect when it comes to CRMs. They got a lot of tools out there. And finally, leads. I know every agent needs leads. Oh my God. Okay. If I only had access to leads, I'd own my own island. Yes. Problem is, guys, there's no secret out there. You've got to advertise. You got to go do grassroots marketing. In addition to grassroots marketing, you got to advertise on social media. We wrote 1,800 plus policies last open enrollment, and the leads that we got were from social media. So if you don't know how to advertise on social media and you want to learn how to do that, I've partnered up with Shauna. She has a course designed for insurance agents to run ads on Facebook and Instagram for Medicare, ACA, final expense, and life insurance. But once you learn how to advertise, it doesn't matter what you're selling, because all that's changing is the ad copy. What you've learned, well, it doesn't even matter if you're selling widgets. The principle still applies and you'll be able to do it. All that is down below. Guys, don't forget, I love talking to agents. Got to get a little bit of my time. Nothing is for free. I definitely would love to talk to you. Buy my time, hour, half hour, whatever it takes. Whatever questions you have, I'll give you everything that I know. Finally, don't forget to comment down below. Make sure you like this video so it spreads. And if you're not a subscriber, hook me up. Guys, as we get closer to November and we get actual rates, I will do some actual demos on this. So time is ticking. Thanks, guys.